What made the folks over at Hollywood Unlocked engage in such a bold move to put out the statement that they did about the Queen 2 weeks ago? An associate of Jason Lee attended Edward Enninful's wedding. Enninful is the editor-at-large of British Vogue. The source who attended the wedding directly contacted Jason Lee, where they witnessed a call where supposed news of the Queen's demise was confirmed to a high-profile attendee. The source also spoke of how saddened the crowd was at the event. To provide reasoning for why they announced the false news, Hollywood Unlocked mentioned that the Queen was last seen on February 16, and subsequent news of her COVID diagnosis was released 4 days later. Lee spoke with another person familiar with the British military, and that person informed them that the palace had locked down and top generals were called to Windsor Castle for an undisclosed reason. This occurred about 4 hours before Hollywood Unlocked broke the news. Their news had been deemed false after the Queen took a meeting with Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Jason Lee obviously felt that his source was very credible. However, it turns out that they weren't after all. We do know that a wedding between Edward and his now husband Alec did take place on February 22nd, 2022. It was attended by A-listers such as Karlie Kloss, Victoria Beckham, and Naomi Campbell. When Hollywood Unlocked broke the news, I thought that it didn't seem right, as the Queen would not be in attendance of a wedding of someone who isn't royal or a family member. There was only one time where the Queen attended a commoner's wedding, which was back in 2012, and it was only because she was attending a different event in the building at the time. The one reason why the news was false from the get is that she has never attended a same-sex wedding, and it would have been unprecedented if she was seen at Edward's wedding. Also note that no other royal family members were present at Edward's wedding, so it would be a rare instance for the Queen to show up at his wedding without any other royal family members. The Queen never attended Prince Charles' wedding to Camilla, due to rules of the Church of England, which forbids divorcees from being married. The Church of England does not recognize same-sex marriages, and as a sovereign of the Church, the Queen would not have been able to attend. There is no way that she would have attended Enninful's wedding, even if she hadn't been sick. Which leads to my next point, which is that Hollywood Unlocked's unnamed source got it terribly wrong. I don't know what that person claimed to have heard, but it certainly couldn't have been about the Queen not being able to attend. This person must have purposely told Jason false news to make him look bad, as they knew he'd report on it. However, it is Hollywood Unlocked's fault for not confirming with the palace about news their source may have heard. Even if you believe that you have a credible source, you can't put news out on such a high-profile person like the Queen, claim it as fact, without checking from an official source whether it is correct or not. This is a lesson learned from Mr. Lee and his team. You don't always need to strive to be the first to do anything. Now, Jason Lee did apologize in a statement saying, "Although I've never been wrong when breaking a story because this involves the Queen, this is one time I would want to be. And based on Wednesday's report from the palace, I can say my sources got this wrong. And I sincerely apologize to the Queen and the royal family. Through this ordeal, one thing is sure, and it is that the Queen is alive and well. Long live the Queen!"